Hello my dear knitters, today finally another tutorial for you. I know that recently I was very busy with crochet projects, but I think the cold is coming and we have to warm ourselves, our body, so I decided to share you the scarf pattern that I crocheted last year, but it's so beautiful, so practical that I think you have to knit, I said crochet, you have to knit for you this winter. It can be also a perfect Christmas gift because it's really warm, beautiful, and actually it's very practical because you can use it as a scarf, as a shawl, or if you add pockets, you can use it as a pocket shawl. That will become like a small cardigan. Since this one is very wide, I have around 80 centimeters and is very long, 1 meter and 50. You can make it even longer. So you can wrap many times in it, or you can wrap as you want. Actually for this one, I use knit stitch, so it has a reverse side. If you use knit on the right side and the purl on the other one. If you use just knit stitch, it will have two sides that you can use equally. But I like this effect of the scarf or shawl, or I don't know how to call this big one, probably scarf. You can add later the fringe if you want. And I didn't wash it yet. After you wash, all the loops will be even more beautiful. I know that when you use knit stitch and purl stitch, it tends to curl a bit. So for this one you can use steam or blocking, but actually I don't mind this effect here. It's not so much noticeable. So I will tell you about this yarn. I bought it in Portuguese shop since I live in Lisbon. So it has 70% acrylic, 30% mohair, and I don't know how many meters, but it's written just 50 gram, and I used like around 300 gram with 3.5 millimeter needles. And right now I will show you how I started this project, and you can go on and start, and I think in December it will be ready if you will knit in a slow pace. It's really soft, warm, you can use any wool, any yarn you want, even acrylic will look fantastic. So right now I will show you closer the scarf. You can see the stitch is just the knit stitch and purl on the other side. But it's really beautiful, soft and very light. It's not a heavy scarf because I used a very thin yarn, very thin mohair. It has okay, I will show you what's written here. Was a very old yarn that I found in Chinese shop in Portugal that sold it for 75 cents for 50 gram, and I bought everything they had, and the only thing, I cannot even see this brand anymore. The only thing here is just acrylic mohair and 50 gram, and the needles 2.5, but I use 3.5. So that's the only thing that the label said, and I saved it for you in case maybe you can find something like that. So I don't recommend something really heavy because the scarf will be really heavy if you are going to need a long one. But this one will be the best Christmas gift for your family and friends, especially who live in a harsh winter, because here in Portugal the winter is quite okay. It's more like autumn, but if you live somewhere in Canada, Russia, or other places, this will be the most appreciated, handmade, full of good energy and vibes gift. So I already know that those experienced knitters understood everything, and I'm not recording this tutorial for them because it's super easy. You don't need to do anything except just continue knitting and not give up in the middle of the project. But those who have never knit, or maybe just a crochet subscriber that wants to know or is curious about knitting, I will show you this easy pattern super easy, but really, really beautiful. So what I did, I have here is the 80 centimeters. So 80 centimeters wide, and you can knit or crochet, knit 150 or 200 centimeters. I continue to say crochet, sorry. When I say crochet, I mean knit. So the longer, the more yarn you need, of course. But at least you need 300 grams and around 1000 meter, 1200 centimeter. Sorry, meters. I just thought, wow, so many, but yes, 1000 meters, 1200 meters for the whole long scarf. And now I show you how you can start the pattern, how to cast on. So you have needles, you will have around 3.5 centimeter. Actually, you can even make smaller with bigger needles. It all depends what you want at the end. Some people like heavy scarves. I like quite light scarves. So I just show you a sample. Of course, you will need something bigger. When you are knitting, you have the needles and you have to cast on. There are many methods. I'm using the easiest for me. Just have a yarn around thumb and index finger, wrap. For this project you will have to leave a very long tail if you want around 80 centimeter wide. So a very long tail, and you wrap around the big finger and between the index and middle finger, and wrap around your thumb. Now take with the needle, grab the other yarn and pull inside. Release everything. That's your first loop. And then you go under, grab the second and go inside. That's your second one. And like that you will cast until you have the desired width. You can make as many as you want. So as many as you make, that's how wide your scarf will be. And for this project it's really easy. You just knit and purl. If you want, you can even just knit. You will have another effect, but it will be beautiful as well. So you continue. It's quite easy. And go on. So we never knit or purl the first one. Just grab it and move to your needle. Okay? And the second one you have to take with the with the needle inside, like this. You can see well. Put it inside. So you continue until the very last. I don't know even how many loops I have now. It doesn't matter for this scarf. You don't have to count. So you just knit insert and grab. And when you have the very last one, you just put the yarn on your needle, go like that, pull the yarn in front. It looks tricky, but it's easier than it looks like. And that's a purl. So you have to purl the last one so you will have a smooth edge. So I can show another time if you didn't see it. Just put, you have to move it and get. I cannot explain better. I guess you must practice more if you have difficulty. But at the end you will master, I'm sure. So now this first one, as usual, you don't touch, just move to another needle. So you could continue with a knit stitch and you will have a really beautiful scarf as well. Or you can do like me and purl. Purl, it means that the working yarn is always in front of the stitch. And you grab it. You can make it easier way. In Russian we say grandma style. Just put it. And push. The traditional way says that you must knit like that. It's a bit more difficult like that. But since this is a long project for beginners, I want to make it your life easier. So I show you this life hack. You can make like that. Just push like that. Because the only thing important is that your loops are not twisted. And the last one also knit. So when you go, the first one you just move as usual. Now what you have, because of the way you purl, your back loop is closer to you. You can see. So now you grab with the back loop. And you continue with the back loop. It's very easy as well. Here I will just change because here is when I show you the other purl way. So in knitting it's important not to twist. So now you do with the back loop, because back loop is closer. And now the last one you purl as usual. That's what you already can see. It's very beautiful. So we are again on the other side, reverse side probably. You just move it without knit or purl. And now you just purl as I showed you before. Just like that. You can knit and purl actually as you already learned. There are many different techniques. The main thing that is important that you knit and purl. The last one. So you see our scarf is getting bigger. And move the first one, and you see the back loop. He's trying to show you that you must knit with the back loop. stitches closer and continue. You don't need to count rows, you don't need to count stitches, loops, just need relax, enjoy and stay positive. So I hope this pattern was really easy, and even those who have never knit can learn something from this and maybe even start their own scarf. I really love my scarf and I really think it's an awesome project.